Good morning, welcome. Thanks for clicking on to Kilachari Torah's daily Halacha review for Wednesday, the 20th of July. We're talking about the custom of tearing one's clothes as a sign of mourning when one sees Jerusalem and or the temple, the site of the Mikdash, the site of the Beis HaMikdash, the temple in Jerusalem. So it says, ideally, one should tear for the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash when you see the floor of the Azara, of the courtyard. The custom today is to rip even if you see the Dome of the Rock, which is actually situated over the place where the temple stood. If a person knows that you won't see the Dome of the Rock, you should rip when you see the Kotel, the western wall itself, which of course is the outermost retaining wall of the whole Temple Mount complex there. When one tears for the destruction of the temple, one should bow towards the place of the Mikdash. If you don't, one does not say Shechianu upon seeing the Kotel for the first time. When going to the Kotel for the first time, people often walk through the old city and see the Dome of the Rock first before the Kotel. If you want to tear your clothes first upon seeing the Kotel, you should look down until you reach the Kotel, then look up, see the wall, and rip. It's a little technical note there. Both men and women are obligated to tear their clothes. The custom is that children below bar bat mitzvah do not tear. Therefore, some say that a child should not rip, others are lenient. Trying to sort of summarize these few pages here, so we don't get into more detail than is useful. After tearing one's garment, one should leave it on for a short amount of time. For example, while actually praying there, if you go for a mincha or ma'ariv or something at the kotel, then you can take it off and put on a new garment. You don't have to walk around with it for a long period of time. One who did not rip at the time you saw any of these places can tear the clothes as long as the pain over the churban over the destruction is still felt. Many have the custom not to rip when seeing these places on Erev Shabbos or Erev Yom Tov after midday if one's wearing Shabbat or Yom Tov clothing. Others say this has no basis. Nevertheless, the custom seems to follow that, and many people, in fact, do go specifically at this time of the week or the month to avoid tearing. He says, in the name of Rabbi Belsky, whom he quotes pretty frequently here, if one returns after Shabbos or Yom Tov, they're obligated to rip. What I've heard from people, again, second or third hand, is that if you go and at a time when it's not required to tear your clothes, and you don't, in fact you don't, then when you come back later on the same trip, the same visit, you do not have to. Okay, we'll spend a few more days of this, engaged with halachas of mourning over the loss of the temple. Hopefully it will be restored soon in our days, and all this will become irrelevant. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Have a good day.